All right, welcome everyone. Today we're going to tackle the journey of learning Python. We're laying out a super clear step-by-step roadmap that's going to take you from a complete beginner, maybe writing your very first line of code, all the way up to a professional level.
So let's just dive right in. If you're thinking about learning Python, you've probably had that thought, where do I even begin? It's totally normal. It can feel like you're standing at the bottom of this massive mountain, right? But that's exactly what we're going to fix today. We're going to give you a map, and we're going to turn that overwhelming feeling into a clear, straightforward path.
Here's the game plan. We'll start with a big picture overview of the roadmap, then we're going to zoom in on each phase, starting with the absolute basics, then core skills, getting into advanced stuff, and finally, what you can do with it professionally.
Okay, let's start with that 30,000-foot view. I want you to think of this whole process not as one giant impossible leap, but as a series of totally manageable phases that just build on each other.
And here they are, the 6 phases of your journey. We'll start with foundations, then core Python skills. Then we'll get into something called object-oriented programming, or OOP, and some other advanced topics. After that, it's all about applying Python and finally reaching that expert level. You know, seeing it all laid out like this makes it feel a lot less scary, right? It's just one step at a time.
All right, let's dive into our first stop. Phase 1, the foundations. Now, this phase is absolutely critical, and I really mean this. Everything you do later on in Python is going to build directly on what you learn right here. If you build a strong foundation, everything else becomes so much easier.
So in this phase, you're learning the absolute essentials. We're talking about basic Python syntax, how to make your code make decisions using simple if and else statements, and how to repeat actions with for and while loops. You'll also learn to organize your data with things like lists and dictionaries. Seriously, these are the fundamental building blocks for pretty much every program you'll ever write.
You'll start with something super simple, like variables. And please don't let the term scare you. A variable is just a container, like putting a sticky note on a box to remember what's inside. In this example, we've just created a box called user_name and put the name Alex inside. That's it. It's that straightforward.
So here's the most important takeaway for this section. Do not rush through this phase. Getting comfortable with variables, loops, and the basic data structures isn't just a suggestion, it's the solid ground you need to be standing on before you can even think about taking that next step.
Now, once that foundation is rock solid, we can move on to phase 2. This is where you level up from writing little scripts to building more organized, stronger, and actually useful programs.
This is where your code really starts to get some muscle. You'll learn how to create your own functions, which are kind of like creating your own mini-tools that you can reuse again and again. You'll get into super practical stuff too, like file handling, actually reading data from files and writing new data to them. And maybe most importantly, you'll learn about exception handling, which is just a fancy way of saying you'll learn how to deal with errors gracefully, so your programs don't just blow up when something unexpected happens.
Okay, with your core skills in place, we're now ready to enter the more advanced stuff. Phases 3 and 4 are where you really make a mental shift. You stop just writing code and you start designing elegant solutions to more complex problems.
In phase 3, we introduce this really powerful new way of thinking called object-oriented programming, or OOP. Instead of just writing a list of instructions, you start to model things from the real world. For example, you could create a car object that has data attached to it, like its color or its current speed, and it can also perform actions like start engine or hit the brakes. It's a game changer for keeping your code organized as it gets bigger.
And you can see how the concepts build on each other. We went from a simple variable to a powerful idea like this one, polymorphism. I know, it's a mouthful, but don't let the word scare you. Think of it like a USB port. You can plug in a keyboard, a mouse, a flash drive. They're all different things, right? But the computer knows how to handle them all through that one port. Polymorphism lets you write super flexible code that can work with all sorts of different objects in a similar way.
Then, phase 4 is all about one thing: performance, speed, and efficiency. You'll learn these really cool advanced techniques that let your programs do multiple things at once. This is really the secret sauce for building applications that are lightning fast and can handle a ton of work without breaking a sweat. And now, this is the payoff. After you've built up all these skills, what can you actually do with them? Let's talk about how you can put your Python knowledge to work and build some truly amazing things.
So in phase 5, it's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure game. With your solid Python skills, you can now specialize. Are you passionate about building intelligent AI models? Or maybe you want to analyze huge data sets to uncover hidden secrets? Or build the websites and apps that people use every single day? Maybe you even want to build tools to fight cybercrime. Python is the key that unlocks the door to all of these incredible fields.
And this isn't just about fun projects. The skills that you pick up in this phase are in super high demand. They are directly applicable to some of the most innovative and fastest-growing parts of the tech industry today. The number of jobs looking for people who can do this stuff is just massive.
And finally, we have Phase 6. This is what really separates a hobbyist from a professional. It's not so much about learning new Python tricks, but about learning the process of building software. You learn to write clean, understandable code, how to test it automatically to make sure it works, and then how to use tools like Docker to package it all up and ship it reliably. This is how real-world software gets built.
So there you have it, a complete 6-phase roadmap that takes you from your very first hello world to becoming a professional. That giant mountain doesn't seem quite so big anymore, does it? It's really just a series of steps. So the only question left is, when are you going to take the first one?